Hey folks, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but the stream just completely went dead. So let me let me get some folks notified here. Okay. Who knows? I was so deep into what I was doing, I didn't even realize the stream had died, but hopefully it had not died that long ago. So where we were at, where we left off, that's where we're at now, was that let me pull up the stream chat. Sorry for that. I was trying to get the programs compiling correctly with JPM, right? So I was trying to get the C compiler to show up correctly for JPM. Now, if you look at what I had to do for that, I had to run. Come on, no, that's not right. Let's go back. JPM -cc -cc equals GCC -L build. Now it's not even working. Can I open project.janet? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. The best server. There we go. No. Come on. CD ... Great stream. Okay, anyway. It's already built, so it's not going to build again. So we figured out that we need to use -cc equals GCC. I think I need to set an environment variable, maybe in the JPM build. It's a little bit hacky. It's not a good thing to do, but it might solve some problems. The next problem that we actually had here was that when I tried to install a dependency locally, it didn't work. But maybe I did that wrong. How about this? Let's actually try to do this the right way. So dependencies. No dependencies here? Fine. Dependencies. There we go. I'm going to just throw a dependency in and see if it sticks. So let me copy this into my project.janet file inside this folder. It is not propagating the path correctly. Code, JPM test, the best server, project.janet. I'm going to go right here, drop it in right there. It's fine. It's just a JSON library. Don't really care too much right now. I just need to test it. So JPM -cc equals GCC -L deps. Let's see if it actually uses the C compiler correctly. The answer is no. No, it doesn't. I think this must be an issue with JPM. It's not propagating the CC setting correctly. And it's not also picking it up from the environment variable either. Export CC equals GCC, alias CC equals GCC. I do both these things, and I run the deps command, and it's not picking it up. So something about that is busted. Now, I don't think I can even go and fix that. Dave, do you know if there's a package I can install that will set CC to GCC or symlink it, let's say, symlink CC to GCC in a profile? Does anybody know? That might solve the problem, but so far, I have not had a way to fix that. Yeah, Milner sees that the stream title is wrong. I'm sure people are very happy to see that I'm Game Jam streaming again, which I'm not. Let me edit this because I blame Restream. Okay. This is Practical Geeks Packaging Janet's JPM part 2. There we go. How about that? I need CC on path. That's right, Dave. I need an actual CC on path because the alias or the environment variable set is not working, which is extremely frustrating, honestly. And you can't tell the build to use GCC. I'm trying, and it doesn't pick it up. If I were to try this instead, install JSON. Oh, it doesn't even work then? Bundle JSON not found? Come on. All right, let's use the URL then. Let's try this. I want to see if it works on the command line because that would kind of tell you the story. Oh, doesn't even work there. That's pretty strange, isn't it? Pretty strange. I'm setting CC equals GCC their way, and it's still not actually working. So, subdir in the build root say bin, add a CC symlink to GCC. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it could work. It could do that. I mean, if I just add it anyway in the profile, it should show up. Like, if I create a symlink from CC to GCC in the build output of the JPM package, it should show up in the profile. But that's real hacky. Real hacky. I don't think that's a good thing by any means. All right. Figure out how to patch the necessary file. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, that's a good point. So, how much time we got? How much time we got to do that? Let's see. So, if I were to go and do I have JPM? It's probably cloned somewhere in the GNU store, but I really don't feel like looking at that. So let's go to JPM source folder. Actually, I think there is a specific module they use called CC. I'll check one more. Come on now. I'll check one more thing just in case as well, which is the configs path. Linux config. Is there a way to override CC permanently? So it seems that there is in the config. If I can change that. So let me check this real quick. Get flags. Okay, so I think it is actually pulling that option. So maybe what I need to do is just stop screwing around and set that option correctly. I was trying to avoid creating a config file. I know that Omar did in his PR, but I think I could just change the default config. I think it generates it though. I don't know if it actually copies one of these. Let me see. Nakotani says maybe Guix has a default C compiler and it sets it with that variable. I don't think it does because, you know, you could be using Clang also. All right. So JPM bootstrap config, I can set that if I want to. There's also make config / generate config. Make config is a module that we would load in. So make config / generate config. CC, is that in here somewhere? Oh, okay. So actually, I could just change that line. I need to change these two lines. In fact, if I just look for CC and replace it to GCC, Judy says, Guix not having CC is a new thing I learned today. It's probably doable somehow. All right, we're just going to hack it up. Let's hack it up, folks. I'm going to change the makeconfig.janet file. So let's add another little substitute line. It's going to be right here. Oh, wrong. I need a different substitute. So did I just break that? No, it's fine. All right, cool. Substitute star. We're gonna do another substitute. This is gonna be under JPM / make-config.janet. I'm not using another JPM because it's the repo name here, so it's just JPM / make-config. The CC is not needed for JPM is when building packages with JPM. So you're saying, is that a bootstrap config? I feel like it's the real config, but maybe I could be wrong about that. I think it writes out the config though, somewhere. In fact, GNU store. Come on. Come on. There we go. Whoa. JPM. Let's do a little space first. This kind of environment construction is basic Unix stuff. It can't be this difficult. I think there's a bug somewhere, okay? I think something's being hard-coded incorrectly. That's the problem we're dealing with. JPM Janet. Janet. Come on. I can type Janet. There we go. Okay. Is it under share? No. Bin? No. Lib? I mean, maybe. Manifests? Here we are. CC. Is the config here? No. Okay, it's just a manifest file for what's there. Nakatani is sending a link to the GCC toolchain documentation. Let's just take a quick look at that. Oh, okay. Not a whole lot of info there, but anyway, let's hack it in a way that is safe for the purpose of what we're doing here, and then we'll just fix it later. Someone else will fix it later. So we're gonna look for a CC, because I only care about lines that have CC. And I'm just gonna change that straight up to GCC. Now we can try to rebuild this package, which it should do because I've now changed the input file. I'll drop out of this Guix shell, and I'll go back into the Guix shell. And now I will, let's see, did it build that? Okay, it seems to have built that. Wonder if Omar's right though. It's the JPM-L install Joy. I think it's working, okay? I think that fixed it. Now it's actually building everything correctly. All dependencies seem to be using GCC correctly. So yeah, just a little tweak, And now everything else is building. So now we have a JPM that can build, but it is hard-coded to GCC, which is probably not what some people want. I would say that for most people it would be fine, but if you want Clang instead, then you are out of luck. All right, so what have we figured out here? We got more or less 10 minutes left. We're able to build projects. Now, the thing that would be important after this is to be capable of packaging a Janet dependency. For instance, the Spork folder, Spork library, set of libraries, let's say, Janet Spork. That would be the main thing that people would want to package first. It's got a bunch of really useful stuff in there, like JSON library, templating libraries, I think some HTML and HTTP stuff, a lot of stuff in there that's useful. So you kind of want to be able to package this, which means you need JPM because you have to tell JPM to build the project using the project.janet file. So we would need another, damn, that's taking a while, isn't it? Oh, are we like statically linking SQLite 3 in? I'm being quoted. Once you have the project on your machine, building the various artifacts should be pretty simple. Did I say that? Or did they say that in the documentation? Yeah. They say that because they're expecting that you are not an insane person and you're using a quote-unquote conventional Linux distribution. And I say that with all the love in my heart. I'm not, saying anything bad about people who are using conventional Linux distributions because honestly, I'm considering just installing Debian stable and deleting everything else. Sort of kidding, but not really kidding. Dave says, sounds like they're making too many assumptions. Well, Janet is still a small project, small community. So they haven't really run into many of us weirdos yet. I know they've probably run into some Nix weirdos. I don't know if Janet is packaged correctly on Nix. Probably should have been looking for that to start with. So Janet Nix. I got wow, there's a person named Janet Nix. How about that? I have gotten the impression that neither Nix or Guix are working correctly for Janet, but I could be wrong. What's this flake got in it? Okay, it's got its own package definitions baked in. Ooh, look at that. Maybe these are the variables I need to be setting, huh? Build and quick bin. Okay, maybe we should all just be ripping off Nix package definitions for things. Yes, neither of them work. As we see, look. How many streams have you seen with me doing something on Guix, and by the end of the stream, I'm like, well, that didn't really work. It happens more often than I would like to admit. But hey, it is what it is. So, what time is it? Okay, we got 10 minutes. We still don't have dependencies yet. So I wanted to try to get Spork in. Okay, can I do that? Just real quick. Let me check. Spork, does it have a version? Probably not. I would imagine this is just a sort of a free roaming repository with no tags. Yeah, no tags. Kind of makes sense. If you got so many different constituent modules that are a part of it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to version the whole thing. So you're really just going commit to commit on this, which is not that bad. So let's create a new package definition. And we're going to have to do some extra work here, which probably will not work. But it could. I'm just going to do a little copy pasty here. Janet JPM. I'll go change this. Janet Spork. Let me grab the full commit hash. Where are you? Can I see the actual commit hash? What am I doing wrong? Oh, here we go. Copy. Thank you. So let's drop this in. In fact, yeah, let's do that. We definitely want that. I'm going to drop it in right over here. I will kill the rest of this line. It ends with F, right? Is that correct? Okay, got it. So now, let me change this because obviously it's 0.0.0 and just a hash. This is going to be Janet Spork. This is going to end up being Spork, right? I closed that tab prematurely. Spork, all right. Now, we probably want to change this to a trivial build system also. So maybe I should do that, but let's see. Let's leave it as it is for now. I'm going to have to change the hash, but I'll let it yell at me first. We don't need this stuff. So let me think about what we actually need for building the package. We just need to invoke JPM. Yeah, we don't need a build system, do we? Let's just hard code it. It's great. So after build, we're not going to wrap. We don't need to wrap because it's a library. We're going to replace build. We're going to invoke JPM instead. And since we've already cloned the source folder, I think we can invoke JPM on a project path. Let's see, JPM build. Does that work? Ooh. I guess the other question is, will JPM even work correctly if it did not install the dependencies for you? Yeah, so what's to JPM depths? Ooh, we don't want to do JPM depths either. We want to assume that we've already installed all the dependencies. Does Spork even have dependencies? Let's see. I would hope not. It should be a pretty low-level library, but who knows? No dependencies. That's good. It's got everything kind of just built all in there. So then we don't need to set destdir. We don't need to set prefix. CC, let's leave it for now. We do need to call JPM build. And that's in the build folder. So we should be able to see that getting built. We'll see if it works. There's some native C stuff in Spork. I guess if it needs libraries, but it seemed to work before. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get some build errors if the necessary dependencies aren't there, but I think they're pretty standalone. All the libraries that it's using seem to be source include libraries, so you don't really have to worry too much about actual libraries being included. Russell says, was the stream split in half on purpose? No, YouTube decided that I should split the stream in half. I don't know why. There is C-code, so you want the CC inv. I think it matters more that JPM is going to invoke CC correctly. All right. Install I don't need, configure I don't need. That's still the same. Okay. Nakatani says, looks like it's all C. Yeah, it is basically all C code with some Janet files included. Okay, let's try to build that. Just to see if we can make any progress, because we're kind of at the end here. Guix, Beaks. My brain is mush. Guix build -L dot files. Janet Spork. See what happens. All right, first of all, we know that the hash is not going to match. So I have to go cheat. Hey. Oh, this is eat. I can't do the same navigation that I am accustomed to. We have to just cheat by stealing the hash that it tells us. I mean, in reality, probably better that you go and do the work to get the hash yourself, but I am lazy, so I'm going to do it this way. All right, I'm trusting Guix that it's not going to give me the wrong thing. Let's try that one more time. Hello. Sorry. Oh, control, what is it? Control C, control J? There we go. I'm starting to remember the key bindings. Run it again. Oh, okay. It's working. Cool. Maybe it worked. So sure, we can build a dependency. No problem. But we still can't pull it in necessarily to the project. So we have share, that ain't right. Oh, I need to JPM install it afterward. Okay, so I can replace the install step with my own. So I'm deleting install. Let's just not do that. Instead, we're going to replace install with our own little lambda. Our little lambda, cute little lambda, happy lambda. Install. And here we're just going to invoke JPM install. Now, in practice, you would not be doing this. Your custom Janet build system would be doing this. So this is just a short-term hack for your pleasure and for my pain. All right, let's try that one more time and see if we actually get the lib files in the right place. That would be the starting point for having Janet dependencies being installed. What do you not like? Cannot open file with mode right. So it's trying to change a manifest. Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Cool. So let's do this. Set env Janet tree to output. String append. /lib/Janet. This is going to be necessary for the library files to end up in the right place. That's why it's freaking out. It's because it's trying to write into the JPM folder path, which ain't going to work. Last chance to see if it works. Ah, hell no. Okay, so no such file directory, lib Janet. So you mean to tell me I got to create the folder? Okay. That's fine. I mean, I guess you assume it's already there. Let's make dir that. I'm pretty sure there's like a make dir p that I can use on that. I probably should create a let binding Janet tree. I don't know. Probably don't need that extra paren. I don't like that. I gotta put path on it. I don't know what the accepted pattern is for that in Guix package definitions. What people set their paths to. Okay, so that was the arguments list. I think that's right. Let's go back and build it once more. So Guix make dir package. I don't know. Yes, make dir dash p, of course, which seems a little bit strange, but okay. I guess you call it dash p because the command line argument is dash p. Okay, fine. That is a naming convention. Maybe it will work this time finally. Okay. So let's take a look at the output folder if I can get eat to cooperate. Let's paste that in. All right, we got our lib path, Janet. Oh, no. All right, we got to back that up. So the lib folder is right. Okay. It says it's Lisp convention for predicates, so it's bound to be weird. Yes, that's why I was confused at first, because normally in Lisps, that ends up being, Janet net REPL bin path, Janet format. I like that. Let's go back. I think that was wrong. Let's not actually append anything to the path. Let's just use the output path itself. I'll just get rid of all this stuff. Anyway, what I was saying is that Lisp languages typically that are not scheme use dash p for predicates. So seeing that here just kind of triggers warning bells that something is wrong. All right. Control C, Control J, Control C, Control C, boom. Last try. Because I gotta go. All right, let's check the output folder. And we got bin, we got lib, we got share. Why is there a header file in the lib path? That doesn't make any sense. I'm losing it, folks. Okay, so we packaged a dependency. We got it installed to a path. It's a pretty important dependency too. However, we still don't have a way to use this dependency installed via Guix in the JPM build of another dependency or package. Like we talked about before, the solution there is going to be coming up with some kind of synthetic profile path. Well, if there's a way to get access to the profile path, or the profile that the package is being installed into, which I'm not sure if it's possible, because when you build a package, it's kind of in a vacuum, and then it gets used in a profile. So if there's an environment variable, perhaps, that refers to the current profile that you can use, then maybe that could work. And then you could point that to the /lib/Janet path or something so that it could pull up the, isn't it the Guix environment variable? Does that work? So it could work. It could work. I mean, if you can use the Guix environment variable as the Janet tree for a build, it could work. At least to run the program. The program itself would need to be referring to things in a different place. The best solution is for Janet tree to accept multiple paths, and then everything will work just fine with Guix. So that is the ultimate solution. Okay, so I think we made some progress. It wasn't perfect. We really didn't get a chance to look at Omar's solution. Let me just pull that up on the screen real quick, just to, you know, follow through with the mention of it. Let me just grab that link real quick. And as Omar said, he does copy some stuff around a little bit, which may not be necessary, but I mean, it's not terrible. So, you know, similar kind of thing. We got JPM package using trivial build system, a fully custom builder. So I think we're not using build steps. We're just kind of sort of dropping a builder expression in there, which is really just a begin, and just running a bunch of stuff. I don't know if that's the right way to do that, but if for the trivial build system, if that's what they say to do, then that's what you do. And looping over some folder paths and copying them. Yeah, that was the thing, copying it from the Janet package. We're changing some things. We're turning off auto shebang. We're also manipulating the Linux config file because I think we're going to use it in a minute. We're changing the paths to copy and chmod, which might be useful. I don't know why I didn't run into a problem with that, but it's kind of interesting that that you had to do it. There must have been a reason. Setting various environment variables, which does make sense. And then running Janet with bootstrap.janet. It seems there's an easier way to do that with invoke. We are also substituting the output file of bin.jpm to fix the shebang, potentially. Or maybe it was that initial load of the path. And then we're copying the Janet stuff. I don't know if it's again or separately. But that is another way to do it. I'm not sure which one is better, honestly. But with Guix, sometimes there's multiple ways to accomplish the same goal. Some, and YouTube says, I don't even understand what he is doing. I don't either, you know? I just come here, I sit down at my computer, I put on my hat, and I just ramble for 2 hours and try to figure things out on the fly. So don't feel bad if you don't know what I'm doing. I don't really know either. I'm just sort of figuring it out as we go. Okay. Was that useful? Was that educative? Is that a word? Hope you all had a good time on the stream today. I sure did. I feel like it was more or less productive after I finished rambling. Next week, not sure what exactly we'll talk about, but that's just the way it goes here on Good Old System Crafters. But give me your thoughts. Let me know, and I will consider your ideas and probably not take them because I just did not do that. Sorry, Trev. Glenneth. I don't know if Glenneth is still here. I did take your idea, obviously, and used it. So kudos to Glenneth for telling me to do packaging, Guix packaging, because I ended up doing it because I had a reason to. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have. I was already working on this. See, here's what happens, people. You just get to see the end of my week, the things I was already doing, and you get to see the mess that I made. And I try to get myself out of it in front of 40 to 80 people. It's okay, right? I mean, that's what normal, sane people do. You're not all imaginary friends of mine. You're actually real people out there somewhere, right? Really? Trev says, you're a real sly dog. Yeah, I'm a bastard, that's for sure. Glenn says, seeing the benefits of open source, being able to read the code and find what paths and dependencies it require. Oh, yeah. One thing I will say about packaging things for Guix is that many times you will have to read the source code or the build scripts for a program to understand how to make it work correctly with Guix. That's part of the major headache with Guix a lot of times, is that it's not just about downloading a zip file of binaries and installing them on the machine. You actually have to build the damn program, and you have to actually trick the program build to work in Guix. So it's like, there's a lot of wrangling involved that is painful. And this is often why I don't bother packaging things correctly for Guix, because I just really don't want to do it right because it's such a pain in the ass. But in the end, you have reproducible software, which is great. So I don't know. The people who spend a lot of time packaging things for Guix, especially all the complicated stuff, like let's say GTK or Qt, kudos to you. I do not have the stomach for that. I'm too lazy. All right. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Let me know in the comments or in the IRC or whatever email if you have any further thoughts on this. I don't know if I'm going to send a patch for this, what I've been working on, but if you want to kind of take what I've done here and move it forward, please do. I'm going to put the configuration that I worked on, or the package definitions that I worked on, in the show notes so you can take a look at that. And that's it. So have a great weekend. Until next time, happy hacking. We'll see you.